I want to ask about the Blue Jays specifically last year. I picked them to win the AL East. I thought they were a great team. I thought their pitching staff was one of, if not the best in baseball, a great offense, and it just never seemed to click for them. What do you think it was with the Blue Jays last year? What went wrong, in your opinion, with the team last year?
Those things are always hard to evaluate from the outside. I had them pinned to win the division as well.
Yeah.
It's one of those years that maybe they will say, even inside of the locker room themselves, that they didn't do as good as they thought they would or they could have. But that's in the past. They got to focus on the future. And, they had some injuries, some inconsistencies from guys that are typically better. At the end of the day, they got to figure out how to come together and band as a group and unite and just grind it out and get those wins and those moments that the game is tied in the seventh or you get down 4 runs in the first. You just got to figure out a way to scratch and claw out of those day in and day out. And at the end of the year, if you win one of those every 2 weeks, your position in the standings is completely different. So I don't think they have a lot of adjustments to make. Maybe a little bit more consistency. They have all these upgrades at the stadiums. The fans are going to be supporting them. There's going to be a packed house every day. And I can't wait for this season to start and watch those guys. I expect a bounce back here from Vladdy. Bo Bichette is going to do his thing. George Springer, too. Kiermaier's back with his energy.
Yeah.
Want to see what they do at third base. There's a lot of excitement. Varsho hasn't tapped into his potential. The catcher position is solid. Their pitching staff is great, like you mentioned. They're really well positioned. It's just a matter of consistency and health.
What do you think they need to do? They haven't done a ton this offseason. I like the roster, but, I feel like every team can always be in a position to add. They've added Yariel Rodriguez, Cuban pitcher, who I think a lot of people are going to get to know this year. He's nasty. But what else would you like to see the Blue Jays do this offseason?
The one glaring hole that sticks out of me right now is third base. And, a little bit more protection for Vladdy around the middle of the lineup wouldn't hurt, especially if it comes from the left-handed side, whether that's a DH or a switch hitting third baseman. There's not many of those running around. So, but they have room to add 2 bats that can make impact if you look at the roster. So it all depends what, their efforts have been like. This free agent market seems to be a little colder than typical, or at least the last couple of years. So they have time. There's a lot of names on the board, and I'm sure they're making their best efforts to put the team in the best position to succeed. So I'm excited to see news, hopefully, at any time.
Thanks for watching. If you love Flippin Bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.